Week 4 is going to be a tough week for us. We come in 3-0 against the USC Trojans, who are also 3-0, but they have one win in the conference already. We had a really solid 42-0 victory over the FCS team, the Judicials, last week, and that was a good one. A lot of enjoyment all around. Aiden Childs didn't play the greatest game, but he did play a game, and it was a good enough one to win for the Michigan State Spartans. But the key here was Elijah Tulliver, 3 touchdowns in the first half, 200 plus yards, 25 carries, an absolute monster in the storm that was of East Lansing last week. This is a tough game this week. The Trojans have a very stout secondary, a very stout offense. Offensive line has shown some weakness this year, but a lot to be expected going into one of the biggest games Michigan State's going to play all year. And you wonder if Michigan State can somehow pull out a victory, if that means they might become ranked, beating ranked number 24 USC. But first, we've actually got to do that. Let's head on into the game and see how Michigan State can do against the USC Trojans.
One of the danger spots in any college football season. Ranked team against unranked opponent. And we'll see if the upset can shake up the rankings in this one. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the home of the USC Trojans, the storied Los Angeles Coliseum. As we'll see, the winners of 3 straight, the Michigan State Spartans, taking on the 24th ranked team in the land, the USC Trojans. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started.
The biggest game of the year for Sparty, and I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous. Aiden Childs, who has struggled as far as completion percentage goes so far this year, has an opportunity to go up against a secondary that is really quite stout in the Trojans. Take a look at Elijah Tulliver last week, 3 touchdowns, 220 yards for the Spartans. 2nd and 2. Tulliver here. Gonna hand it off up the middle, gonna try to pick up a first down. It's gonna be close. The atmosphere here for the Trojans is absolutely electric, and you can genuinely feel it. The stadium pulse is rocking, and that is genuinely going to affect the gameplay for Aiden Childs and the rest of the team. Running up the middle is Tulliver for a small gain there. He'll pick up a first down. Michigan State moving the football. This is definitely the toughest opponent thus far. Curious to see how this game will go. Hopefully Nick Marsh will get involved at some point in time. And not on that play. That's actually going to be a sack. Huge sack. Devin Tompkins for the Trojans. His 2nd sack of the season. And it's 2nd and 13 for the Spartans. Jack Velling out wide. Childs in the gun. Nick Marsh can't hear the play. Throw outside to Jack Velling, and he will pick his yardage back up, and then some. 3rd and 7. Curious to see what Aiden Childs can do today against this Trojan team. And that's an airmail over the head. Excuse me. Excuse me. And that's an airmail over the head of Nick Marsh. Yikes. Had a little bit of a voice crack there. My bad, guys. Solid. There's Lincoln Riley. Take a look at his quarterback, Jaden Maeva. Probably saying that wrong. We're just going to call him Jaden. Jaden for short. Just make it easier on ourselves. But anyways, out of 3 and out for Sparty, but definitely not how you want to kick off the game. That's a quick run out to the left side. We're going to see their running back quite often today. He is a stout running back indeed. You see him on your screen there, number 1. 2nd and 7 for the Trojans. Gonna hand it back off to him to the outside. Gonna actually lose 2 yards here. That's Quindarius Dunnigan on the tackle for loss. Very solid for the Spartans defense so far, and now it comes to a passing down. Michigan State struggled through the air all year, but not this time. That's going to be 3 and out. It's going to be Lake McCree on the reception there. His first reception of the game. And 4th and 5, here comes a punt. And finally a good punter that the Spartans will be playing against. If you remember the punting situation from a week ago, it did not look good. Not at all. See what Michigan State comes out with here on 1st down. Looks like it's going to be a quick wide receiver screen. That's Omari Kelly picking up a 1st down. A big 1st down for the Spartans here, as they are on the 50-yard line, looking in. They're going to go full shotgun. 5 wide. Hayden Childs dropping back to pass. That's Jack Velling over the middle. He's going to go. Jack Velling, touchdown MSU. Sparty gonna punt or kick it back off to the Trojans. Jack Velling, like we said many times, just might be the best tight end in the Big Ten. Well, another opportunity for the Trojans to come back out. Mava comes out along with his very stout wide receiving core. From the shotgun, looking back, dropping back to throw. He's gonna get sacked. And I do believe that is Grady Kelly. We said his name a lot in week 1 against the Western Michigan Broncos when he put out 2.5 sacks against a Bronco offense. Take a look at this sack here for Grady Kelly. Absolutely fantastic. All right. Here comes the USC offense, 2nd and 16. Now looking good. That's Quindarius Dunnigan with the PBU. You don't see a defensive lineman getting too many pass breakups, but he read that play all the way. 3rd and long for the Trojans, and they really don't want to give the ball back at this point, as there's going to be some heavy pressure and a sack. That's number 55. And the Trojan crowd getting a little quiet. That's Ben Roberts. What is happening to USC today? Can't lie, I'm genuinely appalled. I thought USC would come out and put a tougher game up against us, just considering they're the 24th team ranked in the country. They look pretty stout in a lot of areas of their game. But we're going to start with the ball on their side of the field. And we're going to make USC sweat a little bit. It's a different game plan for the Spartans as the crowd gets loud on 1st down. It's Childs rolling out, looking to throw. That's Omari Kelly. Quick gain of 6 yards. And Childs has 86 yards thus far, with a singular touchdown. Not a lot of action from Elijah Tulliver, who was the workhorse a week ago. He's going to receive the ball that time and gain just 3 attempts, 9 yards. Seems like in most games this season, he'd already be sitting at about 10 attempts. He's the guy for sure. That's Omari Kelly picking up the 1st down, and that's a 1st down for Sparty. Omari Kelly's 3rd reception of the game already. Waiting for Nick Marsh to get involved. It has been all Jack Velling And speaking of Nick Marsh, he's going to get himself a reception there for 6 yards. And what this is doing right now for the for the Michigan State Spartans is it's pushing USC back, making them back up, which will eventually give Michigan State the opportunity to run the football a little bit more. 3rd and 1. Elijah Tulliver in the backfield. Childs under center. They snap the ball. That's a big run. There goes Tulliver. He had one man to beat and got suction cupped into the safety. Almost had himself his first touchdown of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't deny that Tulliver might be right now one of the best running backs in the Big Ten just based on performance alone. He has played a fantastic season. There goes Childs looking to score. He's down at the 1 yard line, picks up the first down. And I don't know how he didn't get in there. That is an interesting one. We might need to take another look at that one. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Take a look at the first quarter stats. Pure domination for the Spartans. I don't think anybody saw this coming, as the Spartan faithful who either live here or traveled here are enjoying what they're seeing. Looks like Michigan State is not going to challenge there. They're going to be at the 1 yard line. Pretty content that that's not a touchdown, and a huge hit. Tulliver. That is Jamal Jarrett, the sophomore defensive tackle, putting Tulliver on his back, the hardest that Tulliver has been hit all year. Dropping back to throw. And that's a catch. Omari Kelly, touchdown MSU. Might be one of the more dangerous throws we've seen thus far from Aiden Childs this year. Mind you, coming into this game, Childs only has 1 interception on the entire year, along with 7 passing touchdowns. And this is going to be a very poor kick from Eckley. So it's going to set up USC with some solid field position, as they're going to be down at the 29 yard line. It's been all MSU to this point. The Trojan crowd is starting to silence here. And that's a nice gain. Out to the right side, pick up 8. Jaden Mava, Jordan. I don't know who Jordan is, but whoever he is, he's not in this game. It's Jaden Mava. Standing in the shotgun, 2nd and 2, man in motion. That's a pass out to the left side and a first down for the Trojans, and don't look now, but all of a sudden USC has got something working. Not a whole lot of ball security from the USC Trojans on that play. That was their running back, by the way. Snaps the ball, dropping back, looking for his running back again. He's got him. And a pickup of 9 yards. That's Eli Sanders. They call him an east to west playmaker, the senior. Gonna see him quite a bit, as he is one of the stout players on this USC offense. And there's another stout player, number 87, the tight end. And all of a sudden, Jaden Mava looking kind of tough. And it's 1st and 10, dropping back to pass. He's got a little bit of pressure on him, but it's a wide receiver screen and only going to pick up nothing. Not a single yard there. And we have just over 6.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 2nd down from the gun. Another quick throw, broken tackle. Hughes not able to make the stop. It's Matthews who eventually comes in and makes the play for the Spartans, making it 3rd and 8. Mava from the gun, dropping back, looking to pass. He's got some pressure. Over the middle, hits his tight end for a first down. Wayne Matthews on the tackle. That's Lake McCree, number 87, with his 4th reception of the game for the Trojans. Looking pretty good. 1st and 10 now from the gun. Handoff. Pickup of about 3 yards. USC going to go to the hurry up. Try to keep Michigan State on their toes. Whatever they're doing, it's working. 2nd and 7. Handoff. As a matter of fact, he keeps it. But it's not going to matter because he's going to lose 3 yards. And it's going to be 3rd and long again. And they're going to stick in the hurry up. No sub formations. And that's another first down. McCree, touchdown, USC. What a huge play from Lake McCree there. A nice catch. A nice throw by Jaden Mava. And all of a sudden, USC is right back into this game. They are only going to be 1 score down now with the PAT. That's a 4-minute drive, 10 plays, 71 yards. Awesome drive, and they need to continue doing exactly what they did there. You take a look at the backdrop as Nick Marsh looks to return. Not going to get a whole lot. Going to get up to the 19. Really a beautiful stadium here in Southern California. Aiden Childs is from California. Dropping back to pass is Childs, and he's going to hit Omari Kelly, who has been very active in this game, such as Childs has been too, excuse me. 5 catches, 35 yards, and a touchdown for Omari Kelly. It's going to be 5 wide. Dropping back to pass, looking to hit Velling. He's got his man. That's another first down. 3rd reception of the game for Jack Velling. 2nd quarter, 4 minutes remaining. Elijah Tulliver in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff. He's going to bust it up the middle. Gain about 9 yards for the Spartans there. Not as many running attempts so far as we've seen in previous games for Tulliver. We knew that he would, of course, be getting the bulk of the snaps today for the Spartans as he pushes forward for a first down, and a big first down at that. Michigan State looks to win their games by dominating on the ground. They want to play smash mouth football. And that's what it's about. Looks like Childs is going to go running out to the left side, and a huge gain for Aiden Childs. It's going to be another first down as the clock continues to drain. Michigan State's offense looks as good can look. And don't look now, but MSU, they're knocking on the doorstep of some a pretty awesome start to the year. And Childs from the gun, looks like he's signaling over to Velling, gonna move Tulliver out. And gonna pass one over to Tulliver, who dropped a pass last week. Pickup of about 3, and that might be your final play for your 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning is over. 2nd and 7, Childs staying in the gun. Pass out left to Quinshawn McCray, and a big first down for him. That is his 2nd reception of the game. We'll see what MSU has now with under 2 minutes remaining. Trying to hold on to the ball so that the Trojans don't get another opportunity with it. And trying to go up 2 scores. That's going to be a running opportunity for McCray. And McCray is hurt. That is a huge injury for the Spartans. As the coaching staff looks on and comes out to take a look at him, you hope he's going to be okay. He is a huge asset to this team. He's had some big plays this year. 2nd and 10, Childs under center, dropping back to pass. Looking to throw. Hit as he throws. And a huge opportunity missed there. Nick Marsh was absolutely gone. There wasn't going to be anyone in his zip code. 517, dial it up, East Lansing zip code. Throw out right. That's Omari Kelly going to drop it. And 4th down. Tarek, I'm basic, is going to kick this field goal now. Wind is in his favor. Crowd is loud. 4th and 10. Here's the field goal. Kick is up. And kick is good. He's been perfect this year. Had a whole ton of opportunities from that deep. But he made it happen. It's a 2-score game again. USC plenty of time before the half. And that one kind of stings a little bit for the Spartans because you look back at one of the plays there and Nick Marsh had an opportunity to go. He was absolutely gone. Yeah, but there was some pretty heavy pressure on Giles. Ooh, hard hit. Down at the 19-yard line. And here comes Jaden and committee. 1 minute, 31 seconds remain in the second quarter. Oh, quick pass. Over the middle, it's going to pick up a quick first down and a timeout. What's Sparty going to do here following the last time they were out on the field? They allowed a touchdown. Will they do much of the same here? Sparty going to press on the line. Ava dropping back to throw. He's got a man wide open, nobody there. Big gain for the Trojans. Going to stay in the hurry up. See what Michigan State draws up defensively as they do not substitute. Whatever USC is doing is starting to work. Going to step up in the pocket. He's going to look to run. And a first down pickup for Jaden Maeva. Very solid. He's going to go 5 wide. Dropping back to pass. He's got a man. That's McCree. Another first down for the young tight end. McCree. That is Lake McCree. His target zone is about as big as a lake. As everything going his way is being caught. That's a broken tackle right up the middle. And another big gain. Eli Sanders, and all of a sudden the Michigan State defense starting to keel over. Pressing back up on the line, dropping back, handing it off. And a loss of a few. Michigan State hoping to hold them to at least 3 yards. I said 3 yards, I meant 3 points. 3 yards would work just fine too. Maeva in the gun, man in motion. Moving out to the left side. Pass over the middle. And that's going to be down at the 3-yard line. Clock still moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gets the snap off. No timeouts remaining. Maeva stepping up, but it's not going to matter. Huge sack for Michigan State. That's Quinshawn Dunnigan. And Michigan State will take a 2-possession lead to the half. Well, poor clock management, but take a look at the numbers so far. USC holding the lead as far as passing yards go. Struggling in rushing yards. MSU holding time of possession. A couple good plays from Aiden Childs. See what kind of things USC draws up for the second half of this game, as Lake McCree has been a massive target for the Trojans, as you see him getting in on their first and only touchdown. Only allowing 7 points to the Trojans in the first half is it's no small feat, to say the least. Would have been nice for the Trojans to get a field goal there to end that first half, but at least they get the ball back to start the second. So it is going to be 1st and 10. Maeva hopefully sparked a little bit of liveliness with what they talked about in the locker room, as they had a fantastic second quarter. As he's going to look to scramble, moving out wide. It's going to be intercepted. Not a good start. That's Malik Spencer looking to return it. He's got to get around Maeva and can't. Huge interception for Gosh, Malik Spencer, almost forgot his name there. Oh, man. And just when you thought things were getting exciting on the USC side, the crowd was coming alive. And Malik Spencer says, shush. Malik Spencer, first interception on the year, I do believe. We will confirm that later for you. And all of a sudden, MSU looking to go up by 3 scores. That's a run up the middle and an immediate first down for Elijah Tulliver. That is 45 yards on 9 carries today. You got to expect he's going to see at least 20 on the ground. 20 carries, that is. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Another handoff to Tulliver, back up the middle. That's another first down. Absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot have a better start to the second half so far for the Spartans. Ooh, spinning out of the way. Gonna pick up a couple yards, make it 2nd down. Decision time here. Do you run it with a guy who has been an absolute monster for you this year, Tulliver, or do you pass it? We'll see what the Spartans call. 2nd to goal, 8 minutes remaining at the 4-yard line. They snap it. It's up the middle. Tulliver pushing. Can't quite get there. Will be down at the 1-yard line. And this brings up another question. 1-yard line, 3rd down. Is this 4-down territory to make it a 3-possession game? I believe it is. Tullis steps into the game. No Tulliver. Interesting decision from the Spartans here. Childs under center. Tries to get him off sides. And he's stopped. Tullis is stopped. He may have even lost a half a yard. And just when you need a guy like Tulliver to come in and make a play, they pull him out. And Michigan State's going to go for it at the 1-yard line. The snap. Up the middle, pushing forward. Tulliver. Touchdown, MSU. And here comes Maeva following the interception. You know what they say. You have to have a short memory as a quarterback in any game. That's Lake McCree with a big pickup there. That's 151 yards through the air for Jaden Maeva. And the 100th completed pass of the season, as USC is a heavy pass-first team under Lincoln Riley. You've got big names like Caleb Williams that have floated through here. Now a part of the Bears organization. Maeva looking to be another one. Last year's quarterback, as Maeva looks to scramble, going to get up the field to pick up about 4. Talk about last year's quarterback for the USC Trojans, Miller Moss. Another guy that there were a lot of high hopes for, liked what we saw from him, but ended up transferring to the ACC, now with the Louisville Cardinals, as Maeva drops back to pass. McCree out of bounds, gain of 1. Got to have a little bit better footwork there, young man. Defensive line made up of Roberts, Kelly, Van Sumeren. Sumeren is a guy that Michigan State thinks highly of, and there he is with a sack on 3rd down. The 4th sack of the game for the Spartans, and Maeva a little slow to get up. Sparty enjoying what he's seeing. Alex Van Sumeren, first sack of the game, first sack of the year. And that's going to be a call to the punt team for the Trojans. This game continues to look more bleak. Some of the seats emptying now. See people walking up to the stands to get in their cars and head on home. This game is starting to get away from the Trojans. And you wonder, 3-0 start, 24th in the country. As well as Michigan State has played today. I mean, they say they take performance into consideration when you talk about the statistical side of the game. Should Michigan State be ranked if they continue to dominate the game the way that they have today? Coming into the bye week for Michigan State, that's a pass outside. Tulliver, not a guy who gets involved in the passing game all that often. But he picks up a solid gain there. And just so you know, it looked like he may have walked off the sideline, not looking too healthy, did Tulliver. So Tullis checks into the game and tries to run one up the middle and is only able to gain 1 yard. Uh-oh. You question whether or not Tulliver will be back as Frazier comes into the game. Not good, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, Trashawn McCree is back. That's Nick Marsh. He's going to get a first down, and Nick Marsh is now hurt. Everything seemed so good, but maybe it wasn't. Childs has been lights out in this game. He knew he needed to be. But Nick Marsh, Elijah Tulliver, even McCray have all nursed injuries in this game. Hopefully we'll see him back. 2nd and 7. And the news is not good for Elijah Tulliver. Possible torn labrum. We will know more on Monday as Childs looks to pass to Belling, who breaks off a tackle and moves up to the 41-yard line. Michigan State continuing to drive despite the injuries. We wait on the word for Nick Marsh. Word is he shall probably return. But if there is truly a torn labrum for Elijah Tulliver, we will not see him for quite a while. It'll be Brandon Tullis and Frazier getting majority of the snaps. And there's Belling again. Man, he is a dog. He is a workhorse. But you know what? Look at the positive side of things, and there's never a positive of one of your best players, if not your best player, getting injured. Oh, hold on here. Oh, man, big play. Got a little caught up watching that one, but as I was saying, if Childs can continue to play this way, you may not even need a guy like Tulliver. I hate to say it, but it might be true. And there's Tullis. We've seen him play very well. He hasn't had too many snaps today. Him and Frazier definitely going to be sharing some of the snaps. And it's first down as we near the 1 minute mark to go in the third quarter. Michigan State has a healthy lead. 24-7. As Childs drops back to pass. Dropping back to pass. Tosses one up. Nearly intercepted. A dangerous throw. Not sure if Aiden Childs saw the safety back there or not. But he probably should have been paying a little bit more attention. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, Michigan State in field goal range. And there's Jack Belling again. Big gain, Jack Belling. 6th reception of the game, 105 yards. What can't this guy do? He is such a monster. Here's Aiden Childs under center now. Handing off to Tullis. Tullis out left. Gonna pick up about 9 and get to the 3-yard line, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Michigan State 24, USC 7, and a jarring injury to Elijah Tulliver, guy the Spartans desperately need. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter. Start of the fourth quarter here in South California. And that's a touchdown for MSU. Brandon Tullis. No Elijah Tulliver. This is a runaway for the Spartans. Look at the crane kick. My goodness. Wow. Lots of excitement. This is definitely going to be a game that the Spartans are right home about. I mean, they'll be coming home, but they do have to play on the road again. They have a bye week, have a couple recruiting visits, some very important recruiting visits coming up in East Lansing during the bye week, and a much needed time for one, considering Tulliver is hurt and you don't want to continue on without that young man. He has been so electric for the Spartans this year. This is going to remain a top story for us, as Elijah Tulliver certainly putting on one of the best seasons we had seen in a long time. No doubt guys like Kenneth Walker and Javon Ringer and Le'Veon Bell are guys that we will always continue to talk about as far as Michigan State Spartans go. And that's a pass over the middle of Jaden Maeva with 10 minutes basically remaining in the entirety of the fourth quarter. He's got to bring his team back from 4 scores in what probably feels like 7 years ago. Passing dropped. That's a high throw from Maeva. That's about the only thing USC's been able to do today as the Michigan State run defense continues to dominate. They have been absolutely electric. And stepping up to possibly run is Maeva, and it's Lake McCree. You want to say Luke because who do you know that has a first name Lake? Oh, you know that guy. That's why he caught that pass, and he's pretty darn good at it. First down from the gun. Maeva looking to scramble immediately, didn't even look to pass. Only going to gain about 9 there. I say only, but with a little bit of urgency and some hurry up and a solid defensive stand for the next couple drives, USC could try to fight their way back into this game. Not a lot of time to do it from the gun, handing off to the running back. And that's not how you're going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd and 1 turns to 3rd and 2. Jalen Thompson on the tackle. Who else? An absolute monster whose name we didn't really call too much a week ago. It was many others, and it's going to be Jaden Thompson again, getting behind and completely dismantling the offensive play call for the USC Trojans, and they're going to forego punting this ball away, of course. And it's going to be a 5-receiver set for Maeva. 4th and 4 as Maeva drops back. He's got a little bit of pressure. Looking to throw. Throws it up deep. Left side. One-on-one coverage. And incomplete. The ball is going to be turned over. Michigan State will retain. And just like that, this game might be over. Start your cars. Warm them up. Or cool them down, for that matter. It's going to be a long drive home for USC fans. Frazier in at running back for the Spartans. And he's actually going to get it. He's going to go out wide. Probably pick up about 2. Decision time, or, well, what are they going to go with here, the Spartans? 3rd and 8. Belling's been the target all day. Will he remain the target? He will. Up the middle. Jack Velling. Big gain. Down at the 10-yard line. And Jack Velling continues. You cannot exaggerate this enough to just demolish. It is Lake McCree in the Jack Velling show, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this one from Aiden Childs. An absolute dime over the middle of the field. 41 yards. Jack Velling, number 12, and a very odd number for a tight end, quite typically usually a quarterback number, if we're being 100% honest with ourselves. Fantastic play. And all of a sudden, Michigan State might go up 5 scores. And not on that play. Tullis is going to lose 2. And it feels like the running electricity might be turned off. We didn't pay our bill, or at least Tulliver didn't. And Childs drops back, and he's going to drop to his back as he's going to get hit as he throws. Doesn't really matter what happens here. You can take your 3 points. You don't need to risk anything crazy. But you know what? Childs looking to scramble. It's not going to matter. He's going to get sacked. That's Devin Tompkins' 2nd sack of the game. Was he doing the gator chomp there? Maybe insinuating that after this horrific loss on the Trojan side of the ball, he might be transferring. 2nd field goal opportunity for the Michigan State kicker. And it's up, and it squeaks inside of the upright. And I'm basic. Basic. That's probably how you say it. Sound it out. A-E-I-O-U. Ladies and gentlemen. And Eckley to kick it off. It is 34-7. I think if you would have got your magic 8-ball out, no matter how many times you would have shaken it, I don't think you would have come up with this result. 34-7. Michigan State, USC. Big game, big potential win. And you got to be a little giddy if you're a Michigan State fan as they look to scramble. Jaden Maeva scrambling wasn't past the line of scrimmage there, but does get the ball off. And it is second down, 4 minutes remaining. Michigan State sticking with the starters, and that's why Quinshawn Dunnigan, he is a monster. He's going to get a huge sack, and look at the face on Jaden Maeva. Not happy, not pleased, very frustrated. That's 2 sacks for Dunnigan in this game. Gave him a little bit of a kiss as he went down to the ground with him. And he's down at the 5, and it is 3rd and 6. I don't think USC is going to choose to go for this one at this point in time in the game. But you never know. You've seen crazier stuff. That's a deep ball, one-on-one. Oh, he didn't catch it. Well, he did, and it was swatted out of his hands. That's Makai Lemon. Lemon and pepper. That ball was a little too hot for him. Wow, good throw by Maeva, seeing the one-on-one as they punt it away. That's Omari Kelly, who's just going to drop down to the ground. No point in risking injury, and we'll see who comes back out for the Spartans. And it's going to be Milovajev. Still don't know how to say his name. Oh, it's going to be a run up the middle for Tullis. Gain of about 10, didn't quite get the first down. He does have a touchdown today. Haven't heard any more on the Tulliver situation. We will fill you in as soon as we know more. If you're listening on the radio or if you're watching on TV, just know that Tulliver was playing a very solid game, and there are concerns about a torn labrum. We've continued to talk about this. Torn labrum typically indicates that he's going to miss a few weeks at most, or at minimum, excuse me. As we hit the 2-minute warning, it is going to be a bye week next week for MSU. They're going to go into the bye week 4-0. Dinner's going to taste quite amazing for the Spartans. It's going to be steak and Trojan. It's going to be Trojan steak. We just invented that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Trojan steak for dinner tonight, as it's 3rd and 5. That'd be a passing opportunity, and the first one for the backup. He's going to get it off, and he might pick up a first down. That's exactly what he's going to do. First down, Michigan State. Alessio, let's try to sound this one out. Alessio Milivojevic? I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Give me Aiden Childs. 1st and 10, 34-7. And Frazier up the middle for gain of none. Tough game for the Trojans, especially at home, and that's what makes this game so much more sweet, is the at home or on the road dominance, and they're going to dominate a little bit more. That's touchdown for MSU, and they are going to go up big. Not a whole lot going on in the crowd. That's Makai Frazier, his first touchdown of this young season. My goodness. MSU absolutely beating the brakes off USC. And Lincoln Riley might be looking for a new job after this game. This is quite the embarrassing loss. But you know what? Michigan State is 3-0. So you can't say that many bad things, considering the projection this year was certainly not to start 4-0. Projection was 3-1 or 2-2 would be my assumption. That is, I don't know that for sure. And it's going to be a whole lot of backups. Van Sumeren, Robert Santiago looking to pass. Maeva staying in the game, dialing it up, throwing one deep, one-on-one. Oh, he's going to hit his man. Big catch. Jaden Maeva. Nice throw there, young man. He's taken quite a few risky shots downfield, and one of them really flipped this game around for MSU, turned it right on its axis. And that's another jump ball and a touchdown for USC. And don't look now, but you might be able to call it a comeback. I don't think so, though. I think this one's over. That's a little bit of a confidence. That's Jacoby Lane. He found a lane, ladies and gentlemen, and so did Maeva. And they make this game just a little bit closer. 4 seconds remain. PAT is good. And I don't think 4 seconds is going to be enough. USC is just going to kick it off. And I imagine Michigan State is just going to come out, take a knee, victory formation, go home, have a great steak dinner tonight. It has been pretty fantastic now, and I know that we said that coach suggestions. That's the only thing we're doing well when it comes to quarterback Neil. We will make an exception. Victory formation is one thing, and wait a second. We're going to call a timeout here. It needs to be Aiden Childs that comes in and does this victory formation. 100%. Aiden Childs had a fantastic game. Really love what we see from him. Hope to see more of the same. As he's going to take the final kneel down of the game. Michigan State going to move to 4-0. A huge victory on the road in the first road game as Michigan State goes into the bye week. Practice might just be a little bit easier this week for the Spartans. As Ryan Sandman shakes the hand of Jaden Maeva, 75% completion. We talked all about Aiden Childs not being able to complete passes at a high rate. Very low completion percentage, sub 60 coming into the game. Well, this is the game he needed to start turning that around. And of course, you take a look at that one by Jack Velling. What a monster. Absolute monster. Velling and Childs have a connection, like we've said before, that has gone beyond Michigan State. Both came from Oregon State, transferred together. Let's take a look at the stats. It was a good game. Jordan Maeva, 76% completion, 19 for 25. Pretty solid creation there. One interception hurts him quite a bit. Virtually no running. Ladies and gentlemen, no running for the USC side of the football. Receiving game, pretty stout. Blake McCree, he is one hell of a tight end. Might be giving Jack Velling a run for his money as best tight end in the Big Ten. Oh, by the way, this was a Big Ten game, so now Michigan State will move 1-0 in the Big Ten. Jacoby Lane, he had a big game. 4 receptions, 113 yards. Other than that, nothing to write home about. Defensively, I think we saw 2 sacks in total. That was Devin Tompkins. He's a monster. And Michigan State talked about not worrying too much about that defensive line. Take a look at the other side. Michigan State putting up 5 sacks on the game. Quindarius Dunnigan with 2. Alex Van Sumeren with 1. The junior out of Bay City. Michigan, Grady Kelly, of course, who's had a solid season so far. And Ben Roberts, who we don't get to call his name all that often. Offensively now, we're talking about Aiden Childs. Had one hell of a game. 18 for 24, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. This is the kind of game and performance you want to see from the junior quarterback. Exactly what they're looking for. Running game, Tolliver, 66 yards, 1 touchdown. But the biggest deal is the injury. Tolliver, not sure when we will see him back. It is obvious he's going to miss some time. Luckily, going into the bye week will hopefully reduce some of that time, but he had a decent replacement in Brandon Tullis. Tullis didn't quite perform at the level that we wanted him to. 1 touchdown, the sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. High hopes going forward for this young man, but not bad. He's gonna probably be the starter, would be my assumption, with Tulliver out. And then you've got, if they continue to stick with the running back by committee, Mekhi Frazier, sophomore, McKinney, Texas. Got 2 Texas boys. 5'10", 214 pounds. Sophomore. He got himself a touchdown as well. 3 for 15. Take a look at the receiving numbers. Belling, 7 receptions, 146 yards. Omari Kelly, 5 receptions, 35 and a touch. Trashawn McCray and Nick Marsh both had 2 receptions. Nick Marsh, visibly frustrated following this game, knows how important this game was, knows he's wanting to try to step up and do more for the Spartans, just not performing to where we need him to be. Of course, you did have the one overthrow by Aiden Childs earlier on in this game that Belling had one hell of an opportunity, excuse me, not Belling, Nick Marsh had one hell of an opportunity to probably take in for a touchdown. Not that that ended up mattering all that much, but it matters to Nick Marsh. It matters to him because he's already frustrated with the program, wants to be a big part of this program as he was in his freshman season, but it's not looking good. He's at, what, less than 10 receptions on the entire year, and we're through 4 games. Not great, ladies and gentlemen, not great. Really big recruiting news for the Spartans. Terrell LeBeau, a guy who was getting ready to close out Michigan State into his top 3, 4-star gem, has now decided that we have an F playing style, and it does not fit his play style. So therefore, he has decided he does not want to play for MSU. We are going to keep him on our board in hopes to get this a little bit better following the USC game, the USC victory, which is huge. Same with Sean Corbin. We are going to attempt to go after George. Not going to try to say his last name, Sago. He is got us on 8th. He's got us at 8th. We did just offer him a scholarship. 66th in the nation. Not a gem by any means, but a solid player out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Take a look at Sean Etheridge here. He's got that visit planned this coming week with the Spartans getting ready to commit, but Indiana is closely on the trail, hoping that the visit this week makes a massive difference in ways of trying to recruit a 4-star tight end to replace the senior Jack Velling, a outgoing, more than likely outgoing to the NFL tight end for the Spartans. Take a look at Mike Cook, looking like he might commit to the Spartans coming up very soon. He visits this week with Indiana and the Wolverines very close on his trail, much closer to Michigan as in terms of recruiting and being closer to home. It looks like the Spartans are getting ready to lock him down. Not too far off on Finau Swoop either. He's another guy, a 3-star edge. Michigan State looking to bring in 2 edges, so we might see ourselves with a couple recruits. Alex Leinert still looking to come in. Taking more of a lead on Garrison Moultrier. Got our Mike linebacker playing it close to the chest with Nebraska, getting ready to lock out for his top 3. Solo is Johnny Chinaza. No one else going after him. And of course, you got Melvin Ladd, Michigan making a huge attempt to try to get him. Number 400 in the country. But we're going to go on to week number 5. Not getting these guys back, it doesn't look. Yeah, I mean, we still have the lead on him. That sucks. That really, really sucks. Man, it is incredibly close to us getting Sean Etheridge, Matt Owens, so close. Uh-oh. Marvin Missy visiting this week. We might need to try to change something up on him. We know what he likes. We're going to go ahead and take off, send the house. And we're going to hard sell him. You know, one of those is an F in there. Hopefully this doesn't hurt us too much. Going to go ahead and throw 10 on there. He's coming in this week along with a bunch of other guys. And we need to strongly consider getting more guys here on visits. Alex Leinert, probably a guy we should do as well, but uh-oh. He's locked out till week 12. That may not even be an option, ladies and gentlemen. Not good, but we do know what his play style is, so we'll go ahead and remove send the house. And we'll do hard sell. Gotta find the right one that fits all of his needs. There it is. Pretty solid. Try to get him as best as we can. Probably no point in doing any visits. We're gonna do the same thing here. Probably need to go through all of our players and switch up to the hard sell now that we're starting to get more comfortable with knowing what they like. Let's go to the top 25, take a look at what's going on in the top 25. Texas is 4-0. Ohio State 2-1. They're still holding tight there. Florida lost to Miami. You know, they just won a big game. Indiana beats Illinois. Michigan beats up on Nebraska. Tennessee moves into the rankings. I wonder what's going to happen through the bye week. We obviously did not move into the top 25. I don't see us doing that for a while. I think we're going to have to win at least 2 more games before they truly consider us the top 25 team. What do we got? We've got our first recruit, Sean Etheridge out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcome. And we got our second recruit, Mike Cook. We got him, Belleville, Michigan, and a third recruit, 2 4-stars. Now Swoop, another edge. But you know who I didn't see? And oh boy, this stings. Marvin Missy commits to Auburn. That's a tough one. Man, we lose the quarterback and the running back. That sucks. We did get Sean Etheridge, the tight end. That's fantastic. We need to throw a lot of time into this guy for sure. Hold on here. I don't know why we didn't have more into him to begin with the week prior. That's a mistake on my part. We genuinely need him desperately. Not able to schedule a visit yet. Usually can't schedule a visit until they lock into their top 5. Oh boy. I mean, we got another edge. We got 2 edges, Swoop and Cook. Beat Michigan out for Cook. Not related to Connor Cook, but dropping. Oh, Illinois might steal Alex Leinert from us. Yikes. But I think that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, real quick before we go, let's go take a look at the injury report and find out what the deal is with Tulliver. Okay, 2 weeks. So we're going to miss him for a couple important games. We've got Nebraska this week. That's a big game for us moving forward for sure. Following Nebraska, we've got UCLA at home. Ooh, UCLA is 4-0. So if we win these next 2 games, I do not see why we would not be ranked going to Indiana to fight for that trophy there. Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's like the old spittoon, or it's spittoon, but I don't remember exactly what they call it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the day's video. Thank you for watching Spartans Dynasty here on College Football 26. We move along, and we'll be seeing you.